What's going on YouTube? Street Rider 209. What I have for you guys today, I will be doing an Underglow setup on this truck right here. It's a SS clone. This is my buddy Tony's truck. I think this truck has already been on one of my previous videos. I did the switchback lights on those. If you guys didn't see it, go ahead and I'll put a link on the description for it if you guys want to see how I did that. What I'm going to be doing today to it though is setting up all of these lights right here. I'm hoping to put all of these lights in there, 16 in total. If we get 12, that's more than enough, but I'm hoping 16 will just about do it. We're going to go with, assuming everything goes right, 2 on above each wheel, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and then possibly 2 on the centers on each side, or maybe 3. I'm not sure. I have more than enough lights. I will not be showing a full DIY install on this. I'll kind of more or less go show you guys in between and a finished product. Reason being is because I already have the video that shows everything that's required to do this install. In the previous video, I'll show you guys how to make these right here. And that's not, I'm not going to be able to show you guys this because I'm kind of short on time. The same setup for the wiring. This is the same wiring kit that I use in a lot of my installs. And on that video I show you how to wire all of this up. So basically what I'm going to be doing, I'll just give you guys a quick preview of what I'm going to do is wire in this under the hood, run the on-off switch through the firewall into the cab. Then this cable right here, I will tap into this harness, run it around the chassis all the way around and back over, and tap all the lights into that. Super easy. It takes some time, but it works out really good at the end. I'll be doing this to my truck also here pretty soon in green. This is going to be all white. So let's go ahead and get started. And first thing I'm going to do right now is kind of go over the whole truck and see what brackets need to go where. I got to determine, for instance, under the wheels. I'm hoping that I can just figure out where to bolt straight through on both sides without having to make any brackets for here. So let's hope for that. I'm going to pop the hood and see where I have opening. In the back, it's a little bit different. In the back, I have this little lip right here that I can use to make the little L bracket comes out and put the light in, recessed in there. So I just touch it up with some black paint before I put the light in. Same thing for the front. So both of these would go that way. On the back, it's super easy. It's just figuring out where to mount them. I usually mount them close to the bumper, kind of facing in a little bit, and on this side facing in that way also. So let me go ahead and start making some of these brackets, and I'll pop the hood and see where I have to play. And I'll start up and show you guys where I'm at. Alright guys, so I got the front done. All of these brackets I just made, they're still hot. These are for the sides and for the back wheel wells, and a couple of them from underneath. So let me show you guys where I put them on the front. There, here. Make sure you guys always figure out a spot where you'll clear in here, because you can easily catch a spot where it, let me show you, there and there. So this spot was easy. I had to squeeze right between the intake area and the tank for the cooling system. And then down here it's just under this bracket. If I really needed to, I could have made it a little bit further in, but then I would have to move that bracket. That's a whole lot of extra work that you don't really need. So basically I'm going to go ahead and start mounting these in the spots where I want them. Once they're mounted and riveted in place, I'm going to go ahead and paint them, and then I'll proceed to install the lights, and I'll show you guys how I do those. Alright guys, as you guys can see, I changed. I'm all messy. Let me show you guys. I ended up getting all 16 lights. 2 above each wheel well, 2 here, here, 1 in each side and in the back. So let me show you guys how I did those. You guys already saw these right here. Those are just kind of drilled in place. I ended up having to kind of modify the brackets slightly on these. I hit them up here in the corner. I just, you know, beat the angle with the hammer a little bit and then flatten down the areas, and it worked out pretty good for the angle that I wanted. Let me show you. Down here, there's a little groove right. Sorry, there's a helicopter. All right, for the back, I basically just did that right there. Super easy. All right, I'm at the back bottom. This is what I did. I just put some bolts out through the bottom right here of the plastic. All right, guys, so you guys just saw how I did the brackets. The next thing I'm going to be doing is the wiring kit. This right here. I'm going to wire this up and start running this cable all the way under the chassis, and ultimately start looping the lights into that cable. All right, guys, so I got all the lights ran. I just need to wire in a couple of them towards that side, and I only got 3 of them right now. Let me show you what they look like. It's still not dark. I mean, not pitch black, but that's 3 only. And that's the 2 under ones down here, and the one right here. So I'm in the process, as you guys can see, the wiring down there, of running all the wiring through the chassis, and while I'm doing that, I'm actually tapping all the lights. So the next shot will be with basically everything wired up. Alright, guys, so it's all done. Like I said, it takes some time. I started it at 3. It's almost 9 o'clock, I think. So but it's well worth it. Let me show you guys what it looks like right now. If you guys saw my previous video when I did that F250, there was a gap in between with light. That's the reason why I explained on that video, is because he chose to have only, I think, 13 LEDs. This has 16, and this is a standard cab, so that's why it looks way better. On a full 4-door, I recommend roughly around 20. Love that this truck actually disappears in the night. If you see, I mean, look up here, you see nothing. That looks clean. This is definitely a budget build. Like I said, it doesn't cost very much. I'll have links below for the LEDs, for basically for everything that you need, zip ties. And you could opt to go with like one of those kits that they have with the 4-wheel wells, but honestly, this to me clowns on something like that. When you stand in person and you actually see this, like I've said, like I always say on my videos when I'm shooting any kind of lighting, that this GoPro does not do it justice, because it tends to just focus on the light that's around the area, but it actually lights up well, you know, away from it. So that's how it came out. You know, the owner is super happy with the result. I'm happy with the result. It looks great. Now I just gotta do my truck, but I'm going with the green, is like I did on that pre-runner. Let me show you. I'm gonna kind of duck down and show you that you could see the lights if you go really low to there. I was talking to my homeboy right now, and I was telling him that I recommend one in the center, like I did on the F250, and popping it from here straight down to the center to get rid of that shadow. But you know, he said it kind of doesn't matter. This still looks good, but I probably feel like we're gonna eventually do it. I mean, look, I'm down here recording. It looks like it's daylight. Yeah, there's no better way to highlight your suspension than with Underglow, definitely. We put 16 lights on here, and I think at that it was well worth it. Alright guys, so this is the end of the video. I waited till the following 2 days, which is Friday nights. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know that me along with one of my friends, which is the manager at the speed shop at Pet Boys, we host Friday night meet, which is mostly trucks. So he brought out his truck first Friday with his lights, and it stood out this time. Usually around 8 o'clock when the light goes out, you know, and it's nice and dark, these trucks kind of disappear off into the dark, and especially when you're going to a meet, you don't really get to show it at all. And his truck is clean. I mean, you guys saw it during the day. He gets a lot of compliments on the SS clone. And there's my truck in the back over there. We had this whole area packed full of trucks, taco truck, and you know, it's one of the things that we do on Friday nights. But yeah, he's super stoked with the way that it came out. Got a lot of attention. People actually came and looked at it versus before, like I said, it just kind of disappears. Kind of like mine kind of disappears right there. You can't see it right now. You can only see it mostly because we have somebody that still has their lights on. But if it was dark, like there's a truck right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a Ford right there. It's disappeared. Who the hell knows where it's at? You know, so that's how it is in the meets. Usually happens at nighttime. You park your truck, you know, and you don't really get much attention. So something like this gets you attention. And you know, he's had these lights on for a couple of days already, 2 days. No issues. Like I said, the total of lights I put on here was 16. 2 in every wheel well, 2 in the back, 2 in this area here and there, and then 2 in this area. So yeah guys, I mean, you guys do the math on getting a kit of those lights. They're very inexpensive. The links are down below. If you guys want to tackle that job, I'll have all the links of all the stuff that I used, like I mentioned earlier. And you know, have fun installing a set like that on a weekend. Alright guys, so that concludes the video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, like, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications as I have more videos coming up. And probably do the install of the green lights on my truck, the same setup. I might go with a few more lights, I'm not sure. But thank you guys for watching, and see you guys on the next video.